Hello and welcome to another wonderful Darker Days radio video review. And as you can see, we're doing some more fancy stuff with the editing of the video. And here's our new logo, which you'll be aware of if you go to the website. And again, we're going to be looking at some Warmachine figures, which of course are also useful for the games of Hordes and also useful for the Iron Kingdoms roleplay game. We've obviously had on the podcast recently Simon Berman talking about the Warmachine Tactics Kickstarter, and I've had some more recent miniatures through in the post, which I thought I'd kind of give an overview of them and also just look at everything I have painted and painting so far. Yes, this is my painting table, various brands of paints there. There's some P3 paints, there's some Vallejo, which are also quite good, and some Citadel, which are alright when you get started. Here we have some long gunners, and we also have some Cygnar and mechanics. So that's a mechanic with 3 gobbers. So those are basic unit sizes. I've had these miniatures for, I guess, around about 10 years, and I'm getting around to actually repainting these. So here's just a better picture of what they look like. Mine will look slightly different to that because I've been giving them blue coats and painting their armour with a more blue and greys and dark colours. And of course, I've been doing my gobbers and the field mechanic slightly different, again to give my own kind of take on their skin tones and what their armour or clothing would look like. And so together with those and what I have for my Cygnar army, we have the basics of a army for a full 35-point army for Cygnar. There's some scenery I've had made up for playing the war game and some citadel trees. The buildings, of course, are from the buildings of Malifaux set. The trees I've painted up to be more autumnal because I want to get a look that's more appropriate to the Witch's Woods, which is the woods that surrounds the city of Corvus in the setting of Iron Kingdoms. Here we have our painted Menoth battle group, which of course they come from the 2-player boxed game, but of course you can get the potential Menoth battle group, which is a great way to start the game with them. The difference, of course, is that in the box you get 2 heavy Warjacks rather than 2 light Warjacks. We also have my old Ironclad. He's a Cygnar Warjack. He's a first edition version, so he's metal rather than plastic, and you can get an idea of the size difference there. But of course, the current Cygnar battle group is plastic. That actually means that I have the metal equivalent of all those. I really do like the new plastic version of Striker. Of course, I've also got my incinerators painted, and we have my battle group from the Cador, who are fully painted up, as are the Cador Man of War Shock Troopers, this being the commander model for that group. And of course, here again, that's what you get in the Cador battle group. So in the box game, you get that plus the 5 Man of War Shock Troopers. Again, I think all my paint schemes look maybe slightly darker, a bit more muted. Those are my Troll Bloods from the game Hordes, which is completely compatible with Warmachine. And you get 2 Spearmen, an Axer, and Madrak, which makes up the basic plastic battle group there. As you can see on all my work, I've been doing non-metallic metals. That basically means you're painting anything that's metallic with non-metallic paints. Here is my one of my more recent units, a mercenary unit, that's for Cygnar and Cador, which is, of course, Alexia and her Risen. Cool thing about these guys is it means I've had some undead miniatures to use, which I will be using in Fine Kingdoms RPG. And of course you get a variety of undead figures there. You get a Thrall warrior, you get what look like dead Cadorans, dead Cygnarans, and some generic dead men of some form. And you get quite a few in the box. But of course I've also bought some more figures recently. So we have Lieutenant Alistair Kane. He's a Cygnar Warcaster. I have the original version of that miniature, but it's missing an arm, and this new version is a far superior sculpt than the original. So I'm looking forward to painting him. He has a very different playstyle from Commander Striker. He's able to do lots of shooting. He's a gun mage of a sort. I also have 2 extra Thrall warriors, which I'll be using in the game. So they're useful again for the RPG, and they're also great because you can have your Risen warriors upgraded during the game into Thrall warriors. So here's some of the bits that go together. These bits are for Alistair King. Yeah, we're going to try and get that into zoom. Is it going to focus? Mostly not. There we go. It's a really good sculpt. It comes in a few parts. I've put them together, but I would certainly suggest possibly pinning his arms in the future. The other thing I've got is a new Cygnar Heavy Warjack, which can make one of 3 versions. So either it can be put together to make a ironclad, as you can see here, which looks slightly different to the original metal one. Or, of course, it can be put together to make a defender, which is a long-ranged weapon heavy warjack, which combined with Alistair Kane is pretty decent because it can be buffed to have longer range and be more of a threat earlier in the game. Or it can be put together to make a Cyclone, which has Gatling guns, which can lay down some support fire and clear out some light troopers. And eventually I do hope to have them all combined with some gun mages and a gun mage captain, because of course a gun mage captain can give the Cyclone and defender special ammo. So let's have a look at the bits we get in our Cygnar Heavy Warjack. As always, here's plastic tray, and at the bottom, cards. Yeah, we know what the cards look like. And there's the main body of the Warjack, the arms and legs. Yeah, can we just get into zoom? Yeah, there we go. We have the boiler and the Cyclone Gatling guns. And then we have here the weapons for the ironclad and for the defender. And then finally we have the heads and hands and base for the miniature. So that's pretty much it, and kind of gives an overview of all the stuff I've got. So I've got quite a few different armies, which has meant that friends were able to try things out and get into playing some Warmachine. So in future you should be expecting some more unboxings of the Hordes box game, Mummy the Curse when that finally gets posted to me, which will be very soon, and some other bits. So I hope you enjoy this, and goodbye for now.